Firm, fair,
fun.
Wake Up with Rob Snow returns on City News 1011.
Peter Fraser's back for Money Monday. Peter is certified financial planner now with Credential Q-Trade Securities here in Ottawa, Alterna Wealth Management Group here in Ottawa. And today we're going to talk about a J.D. Power study about full-service investor satisfaction. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Rob.
Yeah, so this is a study by J.D. Power on investor satisfaction. So tell us, about what does this study show, Peter?
Well, it is, as you point out, the Canada Full-Service Investor Satisfaction Study. That's quite a mouthful, but I thought we could spend some time talking about it. It's a new and very comprehensive study of 4,500 Canadian investors. And they identify themselves as making some or all of their investment decisions with a financial advisor.
Okay. So what are some of the key findings?
Well, the first key finding is a good one, and it lets us know that satisfaction generally among investors using full-service wealth management firms in our country actually increased slightly in 2022. And that's obviously a positive trend, and bear in mind that's the tail end of the pandemic, so I think people were feeling that they're getting good value out of the relationship that they have. But secondly, and that's the headline of the findings, that the core value proposition of our industry, and that is holistic and comprehensive financial advice, does not appear to be what the majority of investors indicate that they're receiving here in our country.
Okay, so what's the shortcoming then, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, 40% of people say they're receiving some advice, but 7% of everybody that answered questions when they were asked say that they think they're receiving all the elements that make up comprehensive advice. And just when we put that in perspective, a 7% number like that puts Canada's wealth management sector behind the U.S. Okay. And in that country, 14% of people asked the exact same question said that they think they're receiving comprehensive advice. So, survey says, and I quote, very few full-service investors in Canada, even those with high net worth, are truly receiving what they call comprehensive advice from their advisor. And it's important to remember that's the consensus view of 4,500 investors who are surveyed.
Right, yeah. At a time when your industry, Peter, is going through a lot of changes. I mean, there are, have robo-advisors and everything else right now, right? So
absolutely right. So traditional advice models are challenged, and the question comes to mind, like, what are people saying is the comprehensive when it comes to advice that they don't feel they're getting, or very, very few of them say they're getting, and I thought we could look at three of those quickly.
Okay.
So, number one, investors are looking for a strong understanding of their goals, their needs. What's important now? What needs a strategy and money put behind it to help them accomplish that in their lives? And the second thing they say they're looking for is a documented financial plan, something that actually anchors the relationship and the products that they buy. And I would just add as a bolt-on to that, an ongoing review process that helps evaluate the success of that plan. And the third thing they say they're looking for are recommendations that are given that have a good feeling of being, first of all, in their best interest. So, as you say, the industry's under pressure. Advice platforms outside of the sort of traditional models are growing. But here's a study that says that lots of Canadians still prefer and appreciate advice. And in fact, they want more of it from their advisor relationship. And, from this advisor's perspective, I'll add that, a working relationship with clients is always richer when that work is guided by a plan that's accompanied by comprehensive advice and it's tailored to what people say they want. So, it's kind of a good news story. There's lots of upside potential because, a good plan is mutually beneficial. It really does deliver wealth in the broadest sense of the word to clients.
Yeah.
And it benefits the advisor because happy clients talk to other people and basically say good things about you. So
let me ask you this, Peter. We have a minute left. Sure. We see all these headlines. The inflation rate comes out last week. The Bank of Canada is going to raise interest rates this week. Oh my gosh, there might be a recession. There's a lot of doom and gloom right now. If I want to talk to my advisor, what should I be hearing from my advisor? And I don't mean in terms of just advice, but what would a good advisor be doing right now to kind of handhold the client through what is a kind of can be maybe an emotional or a difficult time right now, worrying time right now.
Exactly right. I mean, everything is accentuated right now. I think this is the time when you're entitled to, and your expectations should be very high that you're communicating with your advisor, that he or she is regularly in touch with you. You called it hand-holding, but that's a really valuable way of describing what's going on. Every indicator we're looking at these days is troubling. So, it's a perfect time to ask your advisor, what other services have we got on offer, and how can we work together so that I can receive more of those, and especially in this time.
Like if I call my advisor and I say, look, I want to stress test our plan together. Can we get together and do that? I want that answer to be yes from my advisor, right, Peter? Yeah. At this
you always
time.
Want, for sure. I mean, this is the time when, it's, as you say, stress testing everything about a plan. This is the time when you want to know that it's going to hold the road in times exactly like this. It's not difficult to do when the tide is rising. It's very, very important to do when storms out there, and obviously that is the case today.
Okay. Hey, thank you, Peter. Great stuff this week.
Thanks, Rob. Everything is available at Money Mondays at Alterna.ca, as always, and thank you.
Certified financial planner and investment advisor with Credential Q-Trade Securities here in Ottawa. That's Peter Fraser. Let's get traffic and weather here on City News.